Now, there we go. Okay.
Have you flown the drone yet?
Oh yeah, yes, I've flown many drones.
That one?
Yes. That's a good test.
On an average, how much do one of those drones cost?
On an average drone like this, all with everything on it, believe me, this is not even half of what's on here, supposed to be on here, could run about $20,000. Okay, it's a lot of money, but it could save a lot of lives. Let me ask you this question. Do you think that's worth one life of fireman? Okay.
How can one acquire a license to fly a drone like that?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Oh, I said, how can one acquire a license?
Oh, how do you acquire it? Okay, so you have to do a little bit of studying. You have to study some regulations from the Federal Aviation Administration pertaining to drones. There's a lot of them. Restrictions on altitude, when you can and cannot fly, what the drone can and cannot do. So once you've done that, you will take a test, again, at a testing station that the Federal Aviation Administration will administer to you. It's a 60-question, 2-hour test, and you have to get 70% to pass. But I always tell my students, and I have a lot of students, anything over 70% is overachievement. It's really difficult, okay? But for young people like yourselves, being at that time in your lives where you are learning, it should be very easy for you to do that, okay? So that's how you get the license. You pass that test, that exam. You then submit your credentials to the Federal Aviation Administration. They send it to the Department of Transport. From there it goes to the TSA, they do a background check on you so that they can see you're not going to do anything stupid with this, okay? It comes back to the Department of Transport, back to the FAA, and they issue you a license. So there's a little bit of a hoops to jump through. But once you have the license, you have every second year, you have to make it recurrent. And now you are a drone pilot, in Part 107 of the federal regulations.
Are you gonna fly the drone today, or is it just gonna sit there and be eye candy?
Well, I really would have liked to fly the drone today, but some of the federal regulations say we cannot fly a drone within 5 miles of an airport. Guess what? We're sitting right on an airport, right? But then again, the federal regulations also tell us that inside a building, it's not part of the national airspace. So yeah, technically I could fly this drone in here, but we have one more problem. Just outside the door is a ground-based radar, okay? Once I fly this drone, start it up, the ground-based radar will pick me up. ATC will freak out, okay? So I don't want to do that. Another thing that will happen, the drones are so smart, they won't even start near an airport. You have to override it, and you have to pull down the geofencing. So yeah, no, I'm not going to fly the drone here.
Metal you're wearing, does that mean anything?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Does the metal you're wearing mean anything?
I still can't hear you, I'm sorry.
Does the metal you're wearing mean anything?
Oh, the metal I'm wearing mean anything?
Yeah.
Yes, it means I'm kind. Okay, I'm sorry.
How long did it take to build this particular model of this drone? And how long would it take to build something similar? Okay.
So this particular drone was actually built along with myself and 2 firefighters from a fire department in Cincinnati. Okay, and it took us around about a month to get to where it is now, because if you peek under the hood, there's a whole lot of things under the hood that we had to put in certain places to be able to get this drone to fly with its weight and balance correct.
So, since it does help firefighters, I guess it's fire resistant, or could it burn down?
Well, yes, it could burn down if you expose this to a lot of heat, but because because it's built with mainly carbon fiber components. It's resistant to heat. We have a cover on it as well, which could get a little wet. So yeah, it could burn, but really you can fly this drone in high heat.
What kind of stuff do you have to do to get to work on stuff like that?
Oh, you mean what kind of
Education.
education? Right, okay. Yeah, good question. So the Federal Aviation Administration does not mandate any special training for this, like avionics technician or anything like that. But what they would like is for somebody to have a little bit of mathematical knowledge and then just a little bit of technical knowledge, how to use tools and things. So at our school, we put students through that. We have a 5 or 6 day course whereby we bring students in, they will build their own drone in the lab and then program the drone and then fly the drone. So we teach you to do that as well. So you don't have to be very smart to do that, but it takes a little bit of technical acting.
As you know, that there in helicopter, there's two blades, one horizontal, one vertical, one horizontal, to provide counter torque. But this thing only has a vertical. How does it provide counter torque? So it provides signals.
That's an excellent question. Probably one of the best questions I've had in the past 2 days. So in our drones, and you're talking about your, okay. So this drone, each one of these propellers is counter-rotating. Okay? So if they're counter-rotating, what are they doing? They're equalizing the four forces of flight. Okay? So instead of having a stabilizer at the back, it will stabilize itself by increasing and decreasing the revolutions of the motors and counter-rotating. Good question. Okay, anything else?
Okay, I think we'll take 2 more questions. 2 more.
Tim, I've been wondering, what about the facial recognition? Is that being implemented currently across the country? Is that optimal to be commercially available? And also, is there a built-in gyroscope within the drones or any kind of system for the stabilization or gyroscopes?
Another very good question. So the facial recognition thing, I don't think you're going to get that commercially, locally, for private individuals, maybe for law enforcement, drug enforcement, Department of Defense. Okay, that's where we're standing right there. But you're talking about piece of gyro. Okay, so yes, in the flight controller right in here, there's a piece of gyro. So those piece of gyros will then tell the sensors in here that tell these motors, they'll talk to the motors, and the piece of gyro will then increase or decrease its speed and the velocity of these blades, and so it helps it to stabilize. Good question. Okay, last one.
So I have a two-part question. The first part of the question is, you said that the drones will help in situations where human life may be threatened. Do you think that possibly drones will make those operations or methods in which human lives are hurt? Like, for example, raids. There are drone raids now in which they can drop bombs, which otherwise could have been deadly for the pilots. Do you think that would have been a way, like, drones could take that over? And if so, do you think that it would be like drone pilots and engineers would be higher in command?
I think let me answer your question in 2 parts. First of all, I don't think ever, it's my opinion, that drones will take over the human role, because there has to be humans to control the drones. Okay, there's not going to be complete autonomous drones. But yes, I think it would be in our best interests to send a drone to drop a bomb than to send a pilot in an airplane to do that, because you're putting him and the machine in great danger. But if you send a drone, it's worth less than one life. Okay. Answer your question?
You still didn't answer the second part.
All right, say the
The second part is, I said, and if so, do you think that the production of drones and then the like operating needs would go up?
Yes, I think they would go up. Production of drones are definitely going up right now. Okay, so the demand for this type of work is actually increasing every day.
All right. Thank you very much, Tim, and thank you for all of the questions. It was excellent questions. We have about 15 or 20 minutes left in the program. So what we're going to do, so you all have a chance to talk to Susanna and to Lauren, and also to Tim, if you would like. We're going to go back to the exhibit area over here. And so Lauren and Susanna and Tim will be back over in this area. Please talk to them, make a connection. If you feel like you need to talk to them later, maybe they would give you their make it possible for you to text them or to email them or something like that. And we would like to continue the conversations through to next year. Next year, please put this conference on your calendar. We'll be inviting everybody back. And we're talking about having drone races as part of the program, indoor drone races, and also larger exhibits and a more comprehensive and larger program. Thank you very much for coming. One logistical item here for the teachers and all of the students.